Hello and welcome back to Formula V Round 8 Division 1 at Netherlands. Today it is looking like it's going to be a very good race. Got 3 rounds of qualifying today, and then we've got 50% race. It's looking good as Mama Zelda coming out the pits now to start his outlap. Oh, it's going to be a very eventful race today. Dave Extreme out on his outlap, KB on his outlap, Thurk on his outlap, and Licks out on his outlap. Right. Thurk now setting his time. Sector 1 yellows, I'm assuming for that. Yeah, that's for Loxley slowing down someone there. So now we ride on board with Thurk, setting his lap. Going through sector 2 now. A few people yet to come out to start their laps. And coming up to the line, what's it going to be for Thurk? It's going to be a 111.036. Mama Zelda in front by 5/1000ths of a second. Very close at the minute in qualifying 1. Rick now, going through sector 1. KB with a 112.257. So nearly a second behind Thurk and Mama Zelda. Cyber Joe with a 110.83. Very good time from him. Archer now, going through sector 2 in his Aston Martin. Rick setting a time of a 121.93. I have a feeling he might have some damage maybe. Or we have to slow down at some point during his lap. Loxley setting a 111.597. Gleaming Giant for 152.395. I think it might be maybe bits. Jammy with a 110.903, about 7 hundredths of a second behind Joe. Sarcher, who'd set a 111.2 in 7th. Crack, David Stream and Jacobo coming out for their outlaps now. Got Gumball Big Gleaming Giant now, looking to improve on his first lap. Looking like a very good lap time from him. It's going to be a 111.3. Very good lap from him. Puts him up into 8th position just behind his teammate Sarcher. Even Sung up into 2nd place with a 110.75. Rick in 1st with a 110.1. Very fast lap from him. Very good lap for him as well. On board with Grack now, as he's trying to set his first lap of the race. Looking like it could be a very quick time from him now in his Ferrari. As he comes up to the line, it's going to be a 110.3 up into 2nd place. An amazing lap from him. Looking very solid out there. Now, Josh Tomo on his outlap. A lot of people in the pit. Jacobo looking to improve. Looking like he runs a bit wide there. But it's a bit hard. Andy spun it. It's very unlucky for Jacobo. No, he must wait to re-enter. On board with Gleaming Giant, maybe. I think he's just on his recovery lap. Even Sung going through sector 2, looking to improve, maybe get back into 2nd place after Grat took it with an incredible lap from himself. Hopefully we can see an improvement. As he comes up to the line, it is an improvement. Not enough to get him into 2nd place, but it's a very good improvement. So now we see Velocity trying to improve on his first lap and to try and push back up the order, maybe into the top 10. So on some fresh soft tyres now. Josh Tomo into 4th. Rick and Greg keeping their positions very well on in this first qualifying session. Velocity now on board doing for the last few corners of his lap. It's looking like a good lap from him. Maybe looking to get into the 1.10s, as he does not quite do it, but he improves. He's now into 13th. And now we have a look at Jamie in his Red Bull. Looking to push up the order, maybe get into 6th, possibly 5th on this lap. Currently 2/10 up on his lap. See if he can keep this going throughout the track, throughout his lap. Only 6.5 minutes left of this qualifying session. Jamie nearly loses his car there, but he does very well to keep it. And that might have had an impact on his lap time. He's 4.5 tenths up now. So he's having a very good lap here in his Red Bull. Hoping to maybe get himself into the top 5. Nearly loses it again there on the curve. But as he comes to the line, it's going to be a 1:10.465. That pushes him into 3rd position, just quicker than Even Sung. About 3/100ths per second between them. As I think he's pushing again to go for another lap. Got Dave Extreme pushing now. Only a few seconds behind Jamie. So we do hope that they don't get in each other's way on this lap. I think there is a big enough gap between them. Oh, and he goes onto the grass there. That's going to impact his time negatively, unfortunately for him. Mama Zelda now going through sector 2, looking to improve, but no, I think that might have just finished his lap there. Unfortunately, he's just run a bit wide going through that turn onto the grass. He's going to still push though. Hopefully he can make up some time. He's a second down on his current lap, which isn't ideal for him. So I think he will stay in 9th. I don't think he will improve his lap. We'll see as he comes across the line. Yeah, it's a 1:12.8. And Josh Tomo's retired from the session. With in 5th. So, don't know what's happened there. Rick's retired as well. Maybe they don't feel the need to go out again. They're confident in their lap times. Jamie retired as well. I think people are quite confident in their laps. Seriously, Ferk going to improve, get higher up the grid maybe, or at least try and stay away from the danger zone of being knocked out in Q1. So I believe it's the bottom 5 who get knocked out. So currently getting knocked out would be so the 5 drivers who'd be getting eliminated now would be Gleaming Giant, Velocity, Stra, KB, and Licks. Licks improving his time now. Looking to maybe try and push out of the danger zone as he comes through the last few corners now. Looking to make an improvement on his time. It looks like he will make an improvement, hopefully a big improvement to get him safe. As he comes across the line, this is a 1:10.9 for Licks. But he might have exceeded track limits because his time wasn't updated. And he's into the barriers. Licks is out of the session. That is yellows in sector 1. Obviously, Mama Zelda coming through sector 3. A lot of people retiring from the session now. A lot of people quite confident in their times, I'm pretty sure. Mama Zelda going to push again to try and improve that 1:11.03. Looking to try and get further up in Q1, just get further away from the danger zone. Hopefully he can do that. No one wants to go out in Q1. Even Sung retiring from the session. A lot of drivers very confident today. Very confident that they're not quite going to go out in Q1. Gleaming Giant out. I think that was a crash, unfortunately for him. And Mama Zelda across the line with a 1:12.9. Nearly 2 seconds behind on his best lap. 3 minutes left of quali. Mama Zelda, last lap to improve. Doesn't need to improve though, as he will not be knocked out. The 5 going out will be Gleaming Giant, Velocity, Stra, KB, and Licks. There'll be the 5 going out of Q1. It's going to Q2 will be Jacobo, Ferk, Mama Zelda, Dave Extreme, Cyber Joe, Sarcher, Josh Tomo, Even Sung, Jamie, Grack, and Rick. Very good qualifying session. Very unlucky for those going out, but for those carrying on, it just gets more competitive. Mama Zelda coming through. No improvement there. No need for one. Very good qualifying session from everyone there. So we move on to qualifying 2. So the people going out, I'm pretty sure are the one Licks out, unless I don't know. I think they are out. I don't know though. And on to qualifying 2 we go. Oh nice, I get alright, so Q2 now. couple drivers coming out now for their first qualies. So I think that might... That's Gleaming Giant coming out. It's Gleaming Giant out. Dave Extreme out. Straw coming out as well. KB out as well. A few drivers coming out. Sarcher coming out as well. Mama Zelda out. Quite a few people going for their quali lap, for their first lap, or for their out lap, sorry. Jamie out of the pits. Ferk out of the pits. A few more drivers coming out of the pits now. So that would be... Yeah, Rick's coming out. Even Sung's coming out now as well. Most of the grid coming out of the pits for their first quali laps. I think that is Velocity coming out of the pits now to carry on quali. And that is a crash, I think, or at least a spin for Jamie in enabled. Yeah, for Jamie. It's unfortunate, but at least it's only his outlap. Sarch now starting his first qualifying lap. Ride on board with him. Cyber Joe has been disqualified for blocking the pit lane, and Sarcher spinning, or nearly spinning, managed to keep it. Very good from him, can keep control of the car. As he moves out of the way, as KB setting the lap now. Ride on board with Mama Zelda, going through sector 2. See where they can all put themselves in Q2. Mama Zelda and KB very close. Gleaming Giant with the fast lap of the session. Dave Extreme coming in 100th quicker. Stra a 10th quicker than both of them. Very quick for the first few people to set their laps. Mama Zelda coming through. Can they improve? 111.3 by 4 1,000ths of a second now as the quickest lap. Ferk 2/10 quicker, now into first. KB in 6th with 122.2. Sarcher in 8th with 125.7. Rick in first now with 110.6. Stra 5th place grid penalty, collision with Velocity. Very interesting qualifying session. Time penalties handing out, grid penalties handing out, and of course disqualification for Cyber Joe. Not really what you want to see, but you see what you see. Velocity in sector 2 on a 1:08. Just drifting a bit. Don't think it's going to be an improvement on pole position for him. Jacobo coming through now, looking to get himself on a time on the board. Looking like a good exit if he gets good exit here. I think it's going to be around the 112s to 114s. 114.576 for him in 11th. Even Sung out and into the pits. A lot of people at the top 8 now in the pits. Velocity in the pits as well. Grack on his outlap, looking to set a new one, or set a lap. A lot of people in the pits. now. I think a lot of people are just... KB. Oh, a new faster lap by Jamie. A 1:10.5. 7/100ths per second quicker than Rick. Very good lap. KB coming through the last corner. Not going to improve on pole, but will improve his lap into 10th position. Sarcher, 3 seconds slower on his lap. At a 1:14.8. Not amazing from Sarcher, but it's not bad. Still got a lot of time left in the session. Drivers maybe have 1 or 2 more laps, probably. As we watch Jamie, I think on his out lap maybe, or just not having a good lap, maybe spun it on one of the corners. Gleaming Giant coming out on his out lap. Everyone else still in the pits. 8 minutes and 15 seconds left of the session now, which will be good to see if how many more laps the drivers can get in. I think that is a spin for no, not for Greg, for Jacobo. Has he got damage? Maybe. Yeah, his whole front wing is gone. That was very unfortunate for him. Sector 1 yellows, I think that might just be for slow going cars. A lot of people in the pits now, but a few people on their out laps. Jacobo will have to pit for a new front wing. Unfortunate for him, but it's not a lot that you can do. Even Sun coming out the pits now. Grack on a lap. 7 seconds up, doing a medium on the medium tyres, and he spun it. Commentator's curse there, I think. Oh, Gleaming Giant spun it, and he's hit the wall. Not out the session, probably some front wing damage maybe. Even Sung and David Stream on out laps. David Stream's just started his flying lap. Hoping to improve on his 9th position. Not a bad time from him though, 1:11.4. Very good time. Hoping to maybe just improve that a bit more. Mama Zelda coming out for another lap maybe. Even Sun coming out for a lap. David Stream on board with him now. Going through sector 2. He's up. He's 6/10 up on his lap at the minute. Going through this. Just going through the last few turns of this lap. A very good lap from him so far. Has he just invalidated? I think he might have just invalidated that lap. Very unfortunate. It was a very good lap for him. He was 6/10 up on that lap before it invalidated. Very, very unfortunate for him. As we go to Sung, even Sung. 2/10 up on his current best, so he would go up into 4th if he could keep the pace this way. Oh, he's up 11 seconds now. He didn't invalidate, so I don't know what's happened. He was having a good lap there. Unfortunate. Mama Zelda looking to improve maybe. No, not quite, I don't think. I might be wrong though. I think that might be Sarcher on a flying lap. Just over a tenth up on his current best. Looking to get higher up on the board. Going through this chicane. Now coming up to the second to last corner. Takes it very well. Trying not to invalidate like people seem to be in the corner in particular. And coming up to the line for a 111.097 up into 6th position. Very, very big improvement from him. He's going to be very happy with that lap. I'm sure of it. Burke just starting his lap. Sarcher just moving out of the way for him. Burke looking to improve a bit on his lap. Hopefully he can do so. So the top 5 is looking for Jamie in first, Rick in second, Jacopo in third, Josh Tomo in fourth, Grack in fifth. Not much change in top 5, but Ferg looking on a very solid lap in his Alpine right now. Looking very good indeed. Jamie retires from the session. Probably doesn't want to go out again, as that is a very solid lap from Ferg in a 110.8. Very good lap. Mama Zelda up into 4th with a 110.7. Very good lap from him. As we go on board with I think most people are just having their cool down lap before they go into the pits. I think we'll see a lot of people going into the pits now. Just waiting to see if anyone improves. Rick going again to see if he can get back into first position for qualifying. He's only got to improve by about 700ths of a second to get back into first. Can he do it? Sarcher with a 110.381. Back in, he goes into first position. Rick now has to make a 3/10 improvement on this lap to get back into first. Just as we were speaking about the small gap he had to improve on. No, now he's got a big gap to improve on. Can he do it? Up to the line. 109.9. An amazing lap from Rick. Cannot believe that kind of time. Fantastic from him. Really good lap. He's going to be very happy with that. Very good lap. Stroll now. Looking to improve that 110.5 that he's currently sat on. Looking doable. We'll ride on board with him for his qualifying lap. He's up by 400ths of a second now. It'll be good to see if he can keep this pace going. He's invalidated, unfortunately. Just ran a bit too wide in that corner. Gleaming Giant spun, unfortunately, in Sector 1. So he may not be able to improve his lap time. Grack up to the line he goes. Will it be an improvement for him? No, it will be a 115. Velocity yet to set a time this session. Needs to set one this lap. As qualifying has now finished, it's now down to him to set a lap. He really needs this lap time. See where he will place. We ride on board with him for his lap. Going through sector 2. Looking like a very good lap. As he takes the third to last corner. And it's up now. Through these last 2 tricky corners. Down through the banking. Can he get a decent enough lap time? A 1:11.03. It's a good lap time from him. Takes him into 13th. And as everyone else goes into the pits, that will be the end of Q2. A very good lap time from everyone. And just as soon as Gleaming Giants engineers manage to get him into the pits, that will be the end of Q1. I'm pretty sure. No, Q2 even. Excuse me. Unless we have more people. I think we have more people on laps. There we go. Q2 over. I think that was Sarcher. No, it was Rick who finished in first position. It was a very, very, very good lap from him to do that. Velocity's left the session. So Grack, Dave Extreme, Velocity and KB out in Q2. So we're left with the top 10 now, which is Rick, Josh Tomo, Even Sung, Sarcher, Jammy, Stra, Jacobart, Mama Zelda, Gleaming Giant and M. Furk. They're the 10 drivers left to battle for top 10 to start this race. This will be interesting to see who comes out on top and starts on pole position. Stra does have a 5-place grid penalty though. So wherever he starts, he will start 5 places back. So I think favourite for this race will be Rick, but anything can happen. So now the top 10 to battle it out to see who can get the best positions for their start to Zandvoort, to this race at Zandvoort in Division 1 Formula V. So, both the Alfa Romeos out. That is an Alpha Tauri out, a Red Bull out, Rick coming out now. So that is Josh Tomo on his outlap, Mumsell on his outlap, Rick on his outlap, Stra on his outlap, Jamie on his outlap. About half the grid on an outlap now, half the grid staying in. Nope, that's a lot more. One of the drivers have stayed in the pit. I think that would be Sung staying in the pits. No, Sung coming out, everyone out on their outlaps now. See who can set the quickest time for this race. Be interesting to see, since the grid will be so packed together. People might have to space out a bit, otherwise there could be collisions going through corners that people don't need. I do hope that everyone has a clean qualifying and that it goes well for all the drivers. I mean, Zandvoort is tricky enough by itself, just as a track, let alone with issues around you. So this will be Josh Tomo now coming through to start his lap. Will be on board with him for his first lap. Mother Zelda also starting their lap. Stra also on their first lap. Mama Zelda's out the session. Into the barrier they went. That is unfortunate. So that is very bad for their qualifying. That is so unfortunate. It is Q3 as well. So this was a big session. Josh Tomo though going through Very well, just keeping the car on track there. Very well done. Going through sector 2 now. Very good so far from him. 2 purple sectors for him. He's on for fastest lap right now. Going up to the second to last corner, starting on the bankings of this track. The 2 debatably hardest corners of this track. It's so easy to spin there. 111 from Strad going to pole, but it is a 110.5 from Josh Thomas. Rick with another 109.9 takes provisional pole at the minute. Josh Tomo in second with a 110.5. Jacobo into third with a 110.7. Sarcher with a 110.7 again. Gleam Giant 111.2. Stra a 111.3. But that is Sarcher, the 110.798, who's now into 5th, pushing his teammate and Stra down the position. Jamie invalidated this lap, unfortunately. Into second place with a 110.4. So this will be Jamie's first proper lap to set a time, as he's spun it. Will he be out? He's lost his whole front wing. Lucky to not go out there. He will have to he will be at a disadvantage now, because he's got to pit again and then do another out lap, and then he will have to do it all again. So, and it's going to be difficult for him to get around this track. It's a very tight track as it is, even though he's not going to be able to push as much as he wants to. It's going to be very, very hard to get to the pits now, based on some of the corners that are on this track. No front wing can really do some damage, unfortunately. A lot of people now going back into the pits, probably for a fresh pair of tyres, to maybe set another lap time later on in qualifying. Can we see any improvements made on any laps? And that is another person into the pits. As an Alfa Romeo, I think an Alfa Romeo in the grass. I don't think it was a fast lap though, so they're alright. Someone else I think everyone will be pitting for some fresh tyres. I don't think anyone else is trying to improve. Sarcher might be though. It's an invalidated lap, unfortunately for him. So everyone will pit, I'm pretty sure. Oh, who's that? I think that was Stra. Yeah, Stra having spun on the banking that I was just talking about earlier. So it is such a difficult section of this track, just to how easy it is to spin. Everyone in the pits now. I'm sure Josh Tomo will pit. Yep, Josh Tomo will pit as well. Everyone in the pits now. So on provisional pole is Rick at the minute with a 109.9. Looking very good. He's been looking very good today. So I'm looking forward to seeing where he will finish in the actual race. Jamie on his outlap now. I think that is Sarcher, yeah, coming out to improve on that 6th position. Not bad at all from him. A 110.798. Jamie will be looking to set a quick time on the board this lap. Third coming out, looking to improve, get further up than what he already is. It's not bad laps from any of the drivers at the minute though. Rick with the fastest time. Tomo 4/10 behind that. And then it's very close from there on out. So Jamie now, as we're on board with him, looking to set his fastest time of the race, or just to set a time, as unfortunately he did invalidate last lap. Going through sector 1, now into sector 2, looking very fast, looking to definitely set a time so that he can at least know where he will be. Only 3.5 minutes left of quali. So I think a lot of people will come out to maybe just try and improve their already set times. Sarcher's on a lap as well. Jamie going down the straight just before we go into the bankings. Very good from him. He already has spun it, and he has spun it. It is horrible. So unlucky. That's the second time, unfortunately for him. So he will have to pit again. Sarcher coming through sector 2. Coming up to that chicane. Will he be able to improve his time? He's up by 1/100th of a second. Goes round. Coming up to the bankings. Will he improve? Looking very good at the minute for him. Keeping us composed. Coming through here. And up to the line he goes. With a 1:10.75. He goes up into 5th place. An improvement on his 6th. Pushes Ferg down to 6th. Jacobo looking to maybe improve this lap, his 4th, which doesn't need improving, to be fair. Not a lot of the scores need improving, but they will. Ferg, no, Ferg's just on a cooldown lap, I'm pretty sure. Josh Tomo though, looking to maybe get into 1st place, maybe take that pole away from Rick. He's definitely going to go for it, as he's pushing his car to the limits through here. Jamie coming out for his outlap again. Really needs to set a time. Josh Tomo, don't know what's happened there. He was on a flyer. Rick sets another fastest lap, a 1:09.6. Don't know if anyone will catch up to that. Stra goes into 2nd with a 1:10.287. Very good from him. Yeah, I think he will try and improve that though. 6/10 off of pole position. But I don't think that's going to do too much to him, as he will try and improve. And there is Jacobo. Spun round. So now Stra going through this short straight, up into the banking. Has to brake quickly, then get back on the accelerator. Go through this part of the circuit, and he comes up. Oh no, and he's pitting. Archer looking to improve. And who is that? That is Jamie. Is that more damage for him? Maybe no, I think he was just waiting for people to get through so he can carry on. Rick retires, confident in that time. Sung into 2nd with a 1:10.079. Really good lap from him. Jamie starts his lap. Qualifying is now over, so this will be his last lap he gets to set. So the pressure is on him. Jacobo in 6th currently, looking to improve. Going through sector 2 now. We'll go on board with Jamie, seeing as this will be his last chance to set a good lap. Hoping he can do it. Otherwise he will start in 10th, I'm pretty sure. Maybe 9th, I don't know, depends on when Mama Zelda starts after that unfortunate crash. As Jammy goes into sector 2, looking like a good lap from him so far. Can he make an improvement? Gleaming Giant there just on the side, letting him through. Good sportsmanship from these drivers. Now, through the last couple of corners, can he keep it? This is where he spun. He's kept it very well. Up to the line he goes. It's going to be a 1:10.3 into 4th position. What a last lap to set. Very, very good time for a last lap. Very unfortunate that he only had one shot or one time set. I reckon he could have definitely got higher up leaderboards if he'd had other chances, but it's unfortunate. It's not his fault. Stuff happens. So Gleaming Giant into the pits now. That will be the end of Q3. Which will now go into the race, I'm pretty sure. And there is qualifying 3 done. So we will now be going into the race. Going to be interesting. So your top 10 stands. Rick on pole position. Even Sung just behind him. So it's a double front row for Williams. Stra in AlphaTauri in 3rd. Jammy in 4th after a good qualifying lap. Josh Tomo in 5th. Gleaming Giant in 6th. Jacobo in 7th. Sarcher in 8th. Thurk in 9th. And Mama Zelda in 10th. Unfortunately crashing out early in Q3. It's going to be a very good race. So it will be interesting to do it. Right, so now as we wait for the formation lap to begin, drivers just will be sorting out their final adjustments to their setups before we get underway for this Dutch Grand Prix. Going to be very close. It will be interesting though. I think it's going to be very, very tight. I don't think there's going to be a lot of mistakes made either. Maybe the odd bit of contact, but apart from that, I doubt there's going to be any mistakes made in this race. So, formation lap has begun. So, your grid lines up as so: Rick in 1st, even Sung in 2nd, Jammy in 3rd, Josh Tomo in 4th. Gleaming Giant in 5th, Jacobo 6th, Sarcher 7th, Stra in 8th, and Thurk in 9th. 10th is Mama Zelda. 11th we have Grek. 12th is David Stream. 13th is Velocity. 14th is KB. 15th is Cyber Joe. 16th is Ecos Lix. And 17th we had YH Gamer. This is going to be a very tense race for these drivers. It is a closeout for a 1-2 for the Williams cars at the minute. This will I think most drivers will try to make this a 1-stop if they can, but some will probably have a 2-stop, depending on what people want to do. I don't think there's a lot of medium tyres on the grid. Some mediums. That is on softs. KB on softs, Cyber Joe on mediums. I think that is Licks on mediums as well, and yeah, Gamer on. So it's predicted one stop. I think that a few people on. I think a lot of people are going to want to go fast and hard at the start of the race, and then people are going to want to just push throughout. Seems Sarch has got a couple of got a fan in the chat. Good to see the support for drivers. So the grid just reforming now, getting ready to start this Dutch Grand Prix. So as we push 2, so we go to 5. No, wait, hold on. We got a 5 red lights, and it is lights out and away we go. Good start off the line from Rick. Very good start. Is a yellow sector 1. There is a crash at the back of the grid somewhere. I think it might have been KB. Yep, I think that might have been the spin. M30 going for a move on Jacobo. Jacobo and Ferk having a battle going through this first sector. Very close. Jamie has no. The top 5 have stayed the same. I'm pretty sure. A gap has formed though from Jamie to the top 3. About a 1 second gap. So KB will have to pit for a new front wing, which is unfortunate, as it's just started the race. Licks overtaking Dave Extreme here. He has made it stick. Very good for him. He's looking to push his way up the grid. Mama Zelda making a move. He's made it stick very well. Velocity looking for a move. Side by side with Jacobo. Going into turn 1. ERS is enabled. Nearly some contact there. He's made the move stick. Good overtake from Velocity to keep him where he is. 3 drivers in the pits. David Stream, KB and Gamer in the pits. It's very unfortunate for those 3. It's going to be a difficult race now. Ferk looking to maybe make an overtake of Gleaming Giant this lap. Hoping just to get him on the corner, or maybe just stay with him enough for the DRS zone on lap 3. It's looking like it's going to be quite the race. A lot of overtakes being made already. Just after 1 lap. The top 5 has stayed the same since lap 1. Haven't seen much change to it. The top 4 have stayed the same. No one's moved. Oh, and it is M30 into the barriers. Surely that's going to be a safety car. Virtual safety car's out. Is it not? It might not be a full safety car. DRS was enabled this lap. The grid's gonna get back together again. It's very unfortunate for Ferk. But now, how long will this virtual be out for? Don't know how that wasn't a one. I don't know how that wasn't a full safety. I thought that would be, but you know, it's unfortunate. VSC might be out for a bit. I think it will come in just near the end of this lap. Josh Tomo very close to the back of Even Sung. Maybe looking to make an overtake when DRS is re-enabled and when this virtual safety car is gone. DRS is enabled We have gone green again at the Zandvoort Grand Prix. Josh Tomo going to be trying to make an overtake, and that is one of the Ferraris. Grack in the barrier. It was Grack who's had a spin, I'm pretty sure. Gleaming Giant making an overtake on his teammate Sarcher. Sarcher will fight back at him. I think he will have to stay in 6th position though. It's good defending from Gleaming Giant. He will have Mama Zelda trying to chase him down though, so he will have to focus on that as well. As try and take his position back, he will have to defend now for Mama Zelda. Josh Tomo closing the gap to Even Sung. There's the yellows in sector 1 and 2. Lix is out of the session. Is there going to be any safety cars brought out? I don't think so. I think it is just going to be yellows. Ride on board with Dave Extreme to see what's happened there. So Jammy going to be looking for an overtake maybe on Josh Tomo. Josh Tomo will be chasing down Even Sung in the Williams. DRS has been enabled. Josh Tomo looking to go round the outside, not quite being able to make the move. The gap wasn't quite there. Sarcher re-overtaking Gleaming Giant. He's made the move stick very, very well. As we see, he's Mama Zelda and Gleaming Giant now battling for 6th position. Gleaming Giant now caught up with Sarcher once again. Very close between those 4 drivers with Velocity just behind them as well. Not a big gap in between them. It will be a DRS train, I'm pretty sure, through there. Gleaming Giant is trying to close up to his teammate for the DRS straights. And now here we go. Velocity going to maybe make a move down the inside, not quite able to make the move. Nearly there, but didn't have the speed, or no, he didn't have the gap small enough to make that move. So now we have going down the main straight. We will watch Velocity as he's going to try and make a move on Mama Zelda. Don't think he's quite going to have the pace to do it. I think those positions will stay the same going through here. Sarcher with a 4-second gap to Jammy. He's going to have to try and close that gap. But unfortunately for him, he does not have DRS, but the rest of the cars behind him do. So it's going to be very interesting to see what he can do in his Aston Martin. Hopefully see if he can catch up, but Jammy seems to be pulling further and further away. After 6 laps it still stays the same in the top 4, no change. Sarcher back into 5th though, after losing that position earlier on in the race to his teammate. Stra in 10th, both the Ferraris down the grid after I think some unfortunate issues for those two. Josh Tomo will be able to make a move on Even Sung. I think he's within the gap to make one. Sung doesn't have DRS, neither does Jammy have DRS. Gleaming Giant has spun it. That is unfortunate. Josh Tomo just unable to make the move. Stra up, everyone up, Stra up into 9th. Jacobo into the points now. Grack just behind his teammate. Gleaming Giant is back racing again. Will he have to pit? He does. He's lost his front wing. That is unfortunate. Josh Tomo very close to Even Sung, not letting him make a big gap to him, which is good to see. Oh, and there's the yellows in sector 3. That is KB. He's hit the barrier. He's gonna have to pit, I'm pretty sure. Unless he's managed to, no, he hasn't. He hasn't got damage. He's managed to stop his car just in time to avoid that damage. Josh Tomo chasing Sung again, trying to make that gap smaller than it was last time. Because after last time, he didn't quite have the gap to make an overtake down the pit straight. But now, Even Sung's pulled away further. Jamie is going to have to use a lot of ERS here and a lot of DRS. Try and make the move. He's closing. He's not quite got the gap. Velocity maybe making the move on Mama Zelda though. I don't think he's quite going to make it. Jacobo will probably look for an overtake down the inside of his teammate. I don't think Garak has DRS. He doesn't. So that is a point. Jacobo now into the points of this race. We go to the front. Rick still leading from his teammate. So the grid is going as so. Rick in first, even Sung in second, Josh Tomo in third, Jamie in fourth, Sarcher in fifth, Mama Zelda into sixth, Velocity in seventh, Cyber in eighth, Stra in ninth, Jacobo in 10th, Grak in 11th, Dave Extreme in 12th, Yeah Gamer in 13th, Gleaming Giant in 14th, KB in 15th. Still have 28 laps to go of this race, so there's still a lot of time for some things to happen. Cyber Joe going to be looking for an overtake going down the main straight probably, or making that overtake now. Not quite. He's got shut off. Good defending from Mama Zelda. Oh, Josh Tomo looking for an overtake down round the outside of Sung. It's side by side through turn 1. Sector 2 yellows. That is Gleaming Giant out of the session. Safety car's out. And has he made that overtake? He's made the overtake just in time. Very good from him. We might see a lot of people pit now. Change tyres. Move on to some hard compounds probably. It's unfortunate for Gleaming Giant. It's first safety car of the race. It has taken 9 laps for it to be called out, and it's been called out very unfortunately for Gleaming Giant. So will we see pit stops made from the rest of the grid? Anyone changing maybe to the medium tyres, or maybe even to the hards just to stick for the rest of the race? Maybe not having to pit again. We'll see as Rick comes into the last few corners. Hope to see him. I mean, people might want to see him pit. Maybe not. Does he pit? He does pit. Does his teammate pit? Yeah, everyone is pitting. It looks to seem. Everyone into the pits. Everyone flooding in. It does seem to sit. Well, no, not everyone. Who is that? Cyber Joe has stayed out. So he now leads this Grand Prix on the medium tyres. So this safety car will have worked for the medium tyre runners. Or Stra on the hards. That this safety car has worked for him. What has Rick? They are coming out on the hards, probably trying to just push for the rest of this race. Grak making an Jamie making the overtake into 5th position. So Rick still in second, didn't lose many positions under that because everyone seemed to pit. KB now has the opportunity to catch up to the rest of the grid under this safety car. He will have to do it fast though, as the safety car will only be out for 2 laps. And they're already about nearly halfway through their first lap. Most of the grid though are here. Cyber Joe will lead off the restart though. So it's looking to be a very interesting race. The drivers will just warm up their tyres on this lap, make sure they stay warm. No one wants to have cold tyres on the restart because it will probably result in you spinning. Because tyre temperature is important in these cars. Sarcher lost a couple of positions in the pit stops into 7th position. And most of the grid here, KB just needs to catch up, but I'm sure he will do that in his own time. I think for him it's not about trying to warm his tyres up a minute. I think for him it is about just getting up to the back of that grid. keeping the tyres warm, everyone here. Josh Thomas kept his third position. So, I mean, if they are going for the tactic to stay out for the whole race, it's going to work for him. KB will catch up to the back of the grid though, since the whole grid is now packed together and everyone's going slow. And he is pelting it through the track. He isn't. He's definitely caught up to the back of the grid. So he will be behind Gamer. Everyone looking ready for this race. Everyone eager for the restart to happen. Safety cars in this lap. So Cyber Joe will lead off the restart. He will have Rick behind him though, who will be eager to get back into first position. Josh Thomas will be eager to try and overtake Rick. Everyone getting side by side now. Sung making an overtake under safety car. Everyone slowing down. Everyone trying to get side by side with their nearest competitor. Just trying to make the overtakes happen. That's a lovely shot of the whole grid there. Just coming through. Better be careful, warm your tyres on these corners because you will probably spin if you do it too much. But now the drivers will probably return to... Joe's hit the wall. So unfortunate. But everyone returns to race the speed now. Josh Thomas just behind Rick on the restart. Rick will lead after the restart. Jerry making places. Jacobo overtaking Mama Zelda on the restart. Sarcher in 6th. There is a Sector 1 incident. Stra and Dave Extreme have crashed. There is damage for both of them. That is very unfortunate for those two. Even Sung looking to make a move on Josh Thomas probably. As we're back on the way. Going through Sector 2 now, just after the safety cars come in. Sarcher probably going to look to make a move soon on Grack as well. Everyone's just probably trying to keep close enough to their car in front for the DRS in a few laps time. Does Dave Extreme have damage? No, but Stra definitely does. Stra will have to pit at the end of this lap. Sector 2, Sector 3. Oh, it is a big crash. Mama Zelda's crashed. But Jacobo's crashed. KB, I think, crashed as well. Gamer might have crashed as well. That is a big, big incident. Sung going down the inside of Josh Thomas into turn 1. He's made the move. Can he keep it? Gamer's made an overtake on KB. He's stuck it. Mama Zelda has got a time penalty for speed in the pit lane. 5-second time penalty. Jacobo in the pits as well. She has damage as well, I'm assuming. Even Sung and Verrick back into the 1-2 for Williams. Josh Thomas will try and make that overtake happen again. Jammy though, right on his tail. He will be looking to make an upset for Josh Thomas here. Take him off of the podium. Sarcher in his Aston Martin doing very well this race. The only Aston Martin left, unfortunately. Now, Jammy probably going to look to make an overtake down the pit straight on Josh Thomas. He's going to hope to do it quickly. Go on board with him now as he chases Josh Thomas down the main straight. He's gaining. He will probably have the gap to make the overtake. He goes round the outside. He's wheel to wheel with Josh Thomas, side by side. If we go like this, it's side by side racing, literally wheel to wheel. Jammy has made the overtake. He will keep it as well. No switchback for Josh Thomas, unfortunately. Very, very good racing there from the Red Bull. Very good offensive attack from him. As we are going to see Sarcher chase down Grack this lap, maybe hoping to get into his DRS zone. For the next DRS zone, which is coming up, I do believe. As Sung opens the DRS to maybe try and make an overtake on his teammate. It will not happen for him, unfortunately. Grak, though, looking for an overtake maybe. Or he tried. He was just a bit too far back on him. So unfortunate. Sarcher only 2/10 behind Grak as he chases him. As we go down the main straight once again. He has DRS open. ERS deployed. He will look for the overtake. Very good defensive manoeuvres from Grak. He has kept the position. Very good defensive work from him. As he's just blocking. Doesn't want Sarcher to get past him. He's doing a very good job of defending. He's allowed Velocity to catch back up to the back of Sarcher now. Very close between those three. Josh Tomo only a few tenths behind Jamie. Maybe going to look for a revenge overtake this lap into the next DRS zone, because Jamie is not within the DRS of a car, so it will make it easier for Josh Tomo to make the overtake. DRS is activated. He won't make it on this straight, but he will be looking to just make that gap smaller and smaller to Jamie. Grak right behind him as well, so there will be some very close racing. Josh Tomo chasing Jamie. ERS deployed, DRS open, and he is going to push. Sarcher though, going for an overtake on Grak maybe. Grak again with his amazing defensive manoeuvres. Just refusing to let the Aston Martin go past. It is very close, and there is a crash. I think that is Velocity spun round, just avoiding contact there with KB. Oh, just avoiding contact with Dave Extreme as well. I don't think Cyber Joe will be able to pick on that spin. I think he will stay behind still. The grid does seem to be spacing out a bit more, as Jamie is 2 seconds behind both the Williams. As even Sung is in first. He has made that overtake on his teammate on the fresher. Well, maybe not on the fresher, but definitely on the quick up medium tyres. They're exactly the same. So unfortunately for him, they are. Unfortunately for Rick, they are. His teammate is just on the quicker tyres. But Rick will go for an overtake now. He's made it, and what an overtake from Rick. A very good overtake from him. So Rick back into first, only probably losing that first position, and that is a crash in sector 2. I think that might be Stroll. It was Stroll. As we go back to Rick here. Jacobo sets the fastest lap of the race in his Ferrari. He will probably be looking to make an overtake on Mama Zelda as soon as he can, to start closing that gap to Cyber Joe. It is very spaced out on this grid, which I don't think the leader will be complaining about, as he doesn't have to worry so much about a double overtake maybe, or dive on into the first corner, as Sung will try to just close that gap to his teammate. Rick with the fast lap with a 1:12.454. Good lap from him. Sarcher will try to make another overtake. Grak again just defending for his life, really. Doesn't want this overtake to happen. Really trying to force Sarcher into maybe making a mistake or something along those lines. But here, Rick's still leading this race. Going very well for him. Oh, but that is Sarcher into the barriers, losing his front wing. That is very unfortunate. That is so unfortunate for him. KB able to make the overtake round the outside now. So, Jammy into third still. Grack. Oh, he kept the control of his car very well there. Nearly spinning. Starts with 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Unfortunate for him. He's gone onto mediums again. Probably will try and finish on that compound of tyre. As we will see the grid stay the same again. We'll go on board with KB for a bit. So you can see Jacobo and Marmozell, they're both making the overtake on Sarcher. He's just come out of the pit, so he will be just behind them. With his 5-second time penalty, he's going to have to do a lot of work to be able to get into the points of this race. But your game is in 6th, but his time penalty will probably bring him down to about 7th. That 5-second time, I don't think it will make a huge impact. He will come down into about 7th. As Grack is now chasing Gamer. Grack is chasing Josh Tomo even. My eyesight's not good. He will be looking to make an overtake maybe this lap. Stay within a few tenths of Grack. See if he can push remove. Maybe on the next DRS straight, or if not, down the main straight. But he will have to stay close to him. But now we see Josh Tomo pulling away from Grack, which is going to add some pressure. Josh Tomo now into the DRS of Jammy. Jammy with no DRS protection, unfortunately, from this. So Josh Tomo is within his DRS now, but he is not in it now. He has not got DRS down the main straight. Grack will have it. I don't know if he'll be able to make an overtake, not using his ERS. So he definitely won't make the overtake. Unfortunately for him, we might see a bit of action here from the back of the group of Sarcher pushing to overtake Mamba Zelda and Jacobo. Dave Extreme and KB in the pits. So that will probably be a few positions made. Sarcher. Oh, that is damage to his front wing. Just didn't react quick enough to Mama Zelda's braking, which is very unfortunate. Grack chasing Josh Tomo through this corner and not quite able to make the overtake. Can he keep his foot down to keep a close gap to him? And will he use ERS on the main straight to make this overtake happen? Josh Tomo has no more ERS. Grack into the pits. And Gamer will follow into the pits. So that's two drivers into the pits now. Rick's still in the lead of this race. Hasn't really come out the lead for very long. He come out the lead just quite a few laps ago, but gained it back quite quickly from his teammate. Velocity moves up into 5th, overtaking Grack in the pits. It's looking like a very good race. Sung might try to make the overtake on his teammate, but it won't be it's not a forced move, and of course they're going to be working for constructors' points, because it's not always just about the singular driver. It will be probably about the team as well. Stroll overtaking Sarcher in the pits. David Stream 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Rack chasing Velocity through that DRS zone. Only a tenth and a bit behind Velocity now. So he will chase him down this main straight. Maybe going to use some of his ERS. ERS is activated. DRS activated. He will be making. He's made the overtake. The pure speed on his car is amazing. Down that main straight. The top 10 is Rick from Sung to Jammy to Josh Tomo to Grack. Velocity in 6th. Yeah, Gamer stays in 7th. His teammate just behind him in 8th. Cyber Joe. 9th is KB and 10th is Dave Extreme. And then we've got Jacobo in 11th, Mum Zelda in 12th, Strat in 13th, Sarcher in 14th. That's a very good race. Sung chasing his teammate now. Rick is the favourite to win this race, I'm pretty sure. David Stream has left the session. That is a safety car. Josh Tomo has got a time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That could be a big impact. Unfortunately for the two race leaders, they did miss. They did miss the pit stop gap, but they will be able to pit again. They will have the chance to pit here on this lap. So that's Josh Tomo with a 5-second time penalty. It's unfortunate. He's gone on to the softs. Grack on the softs. There probably will be a lot of pit stops made. Velocity, Cyber Joe, Mum Zelda, Jacobo in the pits. Switching. I think they've all gone on to the softs. Going to maybe make last. Mum Zelda onto the mediums. Going to push those to the maximum, I'm sure. As his tyres will have the durability over a lot of other cars. So Rick and even Sung in the pits. That double stack has worked for them. So they will come out in the first and second still. They won't lose any places. Jammy has caught right up to the back of them though. As we're going to start under the safety car now. We'll start the 2 laps under this safety car. Only 4 cars out so far in this race. Very good to see, only 4. So now, Strat in the pits. Maybe with some damage. No, just changing to the softs. I think a lot of people are going to push their tyres now to the limits. For the last, 8 or 9 laps that is going to happen. After this safety car is in, we'll only have about 7 or 8 laps. Racing Sarcher coming out the pits. No time penalty for him now, I don't think. I think most people have cleared their penalties. It's going to be a good race. Even Sung dropping back a bit from his teammate. Probably just trying not to get a penalty. A lot of position changing going on there. Keeper probably going a bit too slow. I think the safety car will be in next lap, or I thought maybe this lap. Depends. I think the safety car will stay out for another lap. Be in next lap. So that would be 9 laps of racing left. It will not be too bad for 9 laps left to race. As I think people are going too slow again. Yeah, Gamer is in the pits, changing probably to some fresh softs. Serving his, getting a new front wing. So he is out the pits now. As we are with most of the grid just formed up behind the safety car. As of right now, it will be a 1-2 for the Williams team. With the Red Bull, with Jamie just behind them, Josh Tomo in 4th, Grack in 5th, KB in 6th, Velocity in 7th, Cyber Joe in 8th, Jacobo in 9th, Mama Zelda in 10th. Only 2 people on the grid with penalties. Gamer with a 3-second time penalty, and Josh Tomo with a 5-second time penalty. That will be a big impact for them, especially Josh Tomo being so far up the grid and then having to make that 5-second gap to the car behind him, so for him to afford not lose any time. Safety car will be in this lap, so we will be seeing the grid get back close together, everyone trying to make a quick overtake on the car in front of them. The front of the grid separating just a bit. So now we will go through this last corner before we return to racing speed, hopefully for the last time from this safety cars, and we're back up to racing speed, very close between the 2 Williams going into turn 1. Rick still leads, Josh Tomo making the overtake on Jamie. Jamie will probably fight for that position still, as he's been pushed off the podium. Grack going for a dive bomb down the inside of Jamie. It's very close. Sector 1 yellows. That is Sarcher. He's crashed. He's lost his front wing. That might be the end of it for him. Grack is crashed into the barriers. Mama Zelda's in the barriers. A lot of people in the barriers all of a sudden. A lot of crashes. It's very unfortunate for those 3 drivers. Mama Zelda no front wing as well. It's so unfortunate for them. So it will now be, they're going to have to really push to get back on track to try and get some overtakes made. DRS will be enabled on about lap 30, I'm pretty sure. Rick with the fastest lap of the race with 1:12.3. Good lap from him. as Jacobo makes an overtake on KB. KB will go back will try and take that position back off him though. Won't quite happen for him, as that is the Mercedes of Year Gamer making the dive bomb. He's managed to take the position off the Haas. Will he keep the position off the Haas? He will. Mama Zelda with a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. Rack making Mama Zelda in the pits has been overtaken by Sarcher. Will he get out in front of Grack? No, Grack will get out in front of him, as Stra will be pushing to make an overtake on KB this lap. Getting very close to the back of KB. Going to probably use a lot of his ERS down the main straight, as we see them go through the banking turns now. Rick with a 111.669 for the fast lap of the race. Stra only 1.5 tenths off, 600ths off, as he's gone side by side with the Haas through turn 1, and that is Gamer into the barriers. Not out of the session, but very unfortunate. That is late on the brakes from Stra. He has made the overtake on KB. Good racing from him. Let's get that ERS on just to try and get away from him, just to avoid another fight for a position. Jammy chasing down Velocity. Go on board with him, as he's just trying to maybe find that gap. He's going to push to go around the outside. He's side by side. Josh Tomo into second place, overtaking Sung. And Jammy has made the overtake. Sector 3 yellow flag. What's going on here? Mama Zelda has made the overtake. We're on Grack. Grack has crashed. Grack has hit the barriers. He's not out of the race, but he will probably have some damage. Sung will look to make a move on Josh Tomo down the main straight. He's gaining. He will make the overtake into turn 1, late on the brakes. Yes, it's a very good overtake from him. Josh Tomo back into third. Velocity and Jammy having a battle. Jammy wins that battle, defending well. It's good racing here from the Division 1 drivers. Sector 2 yellow flag, that is Sarcher again. I think that might be the end of Sarcher's race, unfortunately, as they are so far behind, unfortunately, from all the other drivers. I don't see them making the gap up that quickly. Josh Tomo will fight again for second place with even Sung. It's going to be interesting, fighting through. Active. Will he be able to make an overtake here? I doubt it. He's definitely closing the gap for the main straight though. He will probably be able to make that overtake on the main straight. Now, going through the last few corners of this track. Josh Tomo closing the gap, closing. And now DRS Active on board with him. Going for Sung. He's got the raw pace. Sung doesn't have enough ERS to defend. They will go side by side through the start of Sector 1. Josh Tomo will come out on top, but he does have 5-second time penalty to think about. Jammy and Velocity having a fight. Jammy, and it is very tight, will to will through every corner. Jammy and Velocity still fighting. Velocity just comes out in front of Jammy. Jammy has lost that position to Velocity. Very, very good racing here from the Alpine and the Red Bull. It's incredible racing. Cyber Joe making an overtake on Jammy. Jammy losing 2 positions this lap. Unfortunate for him. Grack with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So now we will see Cyber Joe, Jacobo also overtaking Jammy. That's 3 positions this lap. We'll see Cyber Joe trying to make an overtake on Velocity. It's getting to 4th. It is Mercedes versus Alpine, as Velocity goes to the inside to defend. He's round the outside, and Cyber Joe has spun. Or not, he's not quite spun actually. He nearly spun. Jammy in the pits. Front wing damage. He's still in the points though. He's still in 9th position as there's a big gap between him and 10th place. Jacobo so close to the back of Cyber Joe. He might just be able to make the overtake on the Mercedes in his Ferrari. Chasing him through Sector 2. Then ever so close to the back of his car. Trying not to get some front wing damage here. He's going to maybe look for a move around the outside. He's looking for that move. And it has happened. But he's getting pushed onto the gravel. I don't know why there's yellows through here. Jacobo's made the move very well. But there will be a chance for Cyber Joe to fight back for that position. But Stroll will be looking to make an overtake on both cars, maybe. He's keeping very close to the back of Cyber Joe. As we watch it from his perspective, going down the main straight. Cyber Joe has the DRS and ERS activated. Cyber Joe down the inside. He's spun. He's spun. Oh, that is so unfortunate. That is damage for both drivers, I'm pretty sure. The Alpha Tauri will have damage as well. Cyber Joe, unfortunate. Probably taken too much of a risky move there on that overtake. Nevertheless, it's unfortunate. Rick leads by 2.9 seconds. Josh Tomo may still finish on the podium if Sung can keep a big enough gap from Velocity. It is all relying on Sung for Josh Tomo to finish on the podium, unless Josh Tomo can somehow make a 5-second gap to Sung. Sector 1 yellows, and that is Mama Zelda, who has spun. They have to be careful now as the race leaders are, as Rick, the race leader, is coming through that sector, so blue flags may be called there. Stroll and KB may be having a fight. It's very close between those two at the minute. KB has just pulled away though. He's pulling away. Stroll is using all his ERS just to try and keep up with him there. It's not quite going to work for him. Yeah, Gamer has set the fast lap with a 1:11.612, just snatching that off of Rick. The pressure is now on Rick to retake it, and that is Sarcher out of the race. Is that going to be a safety car? Maybe not. Don't think it will be. DRS for Josh Tomo. He currently will finish on the podium. The rate that the fight is going between Slung and Velocity. I think that is Cyber Joe just going past that crash. Last lap of the race though, Rick is looking like he will come home to take first place, and Josh Tomo will come home in third after Even Sung will take that second place off him. So it's looking like a 1-2 for the Williams at the minute, unless some sort of miracle happens for Josh Tomo, but it is not looking that way. He's trying to make that gap as big as he can. ERS is deployed. He's doing everything he can to try and stay in second. It won't quite happen for him unless Even Sung spins now. But Josh Tomo, so Rick has won the Dutch Grand Prix. Josh Tomo comes home in second. He's got a 5 second. He's got a 10-second time penalty. I'm pretty sure. Wait, is that 10 seconds he's got now? Even Sung finishes in second, Josh Tomo in third, Velocity in fourth, Jacobo in fifth, KB in sixth, Stroll in seventh. Cyber Joe will come home in eighth unless Jamie manages to make an overtake. It's going to be a battle. Oh wait, no, it's not. He's so far behind him. I got that completely wrong. Right, but yeah, Cyber Joe in 8th. Jamie coming home in 9th position. And that, oh god. Yeah, Games just crashed himself out. I think he's trying to spin himself over the line. It didn't work for him. But what a race today from the Division 1 drivers. Vlog Series driver of the day. I feel like that was a deserved driver of the day from him. So Williams are 1-2. And Josh Tomo to finish 3rd on the podium. Very, very good from all the drivers today. Deserved win from Rick. It was never really in doubt from the race he had. And from the qualifying as well. I think he was first for 1, 2 and 3. Amazing, amazing, amazing performance from all of the drivers today. It was fantastic, to be fair, from all the drivers. They all deserve the points they got. Very unfortunate for some. But, you know, what a race. And what a race weekend. That is Division 1, round 8 wrapped up. So, until next time, that is Formula V.